from a serious body like the DCI, which is the successor entitled to the CID. And CID was loved and hated in equal measure because they used to do their job properly. The DCI here seems to be actually muddling issues and not taking his work seriously, and especially because of the following reasons. As regards the child, whose name is Shali Gatumi Mugendi, the child was actually kidnapped or whatever it was on the 27th of April 2026, and about 7 or so days later, in the same village where the police officers were conducting searches, that's where she was found. And what is most disturbing is the fact that in a rural setup like this one, the CID can come up with an answer that they do not know who committed the heinous crime, and they have therefore nobody to charge in a court. They call upon the public in an inquest to go and provide evidence for them to enable them act. I think the former CIDs who are now the DCI would possibly laugh at this, because those days we used to know the CID, that even if you committed a crime when you were alone, it wouldn't take you long before you are actually arrested and charged. But today, here is a crime committed in an old village where everybody lives, in a rural setup where everybody knows one another. And as we speak, we have now to cross our hands and pray that somebody has information to give to the police so that there can be a prosecution. This is most unsatisfactory. Let the CID do their work, please, because that is what we pay them for. Now, as regards the second statement, which I would term as also most unsatisfactory, this gentleman was arrested on the 2nd of April. We are told that he was taken to Hardy police station on the same day. Then a statement is made subsequently. He was taken to the headquarters, after where they took him to Muthaiga. And this is all the same day, purely because of the OB numbers given here. Now, it raises doubt whether really this man was handled properly, whether he was taken to any police station, or these are fabrications of the CID. But most important, if the DPP recommended that he be arrested and taken to court, what other business did the DCI have to say he had more evidence and therefore he needed to go back home to bring that evidence so that the file can be reviewed? Since when has the DCI reviewed information or evidence from the DPP? This is extremely curious. But most important again, when they say the evidence related to a civil case, if you look at the charges they proposed to the DCI the first instance, one of them is count number 3, that he would be charged with the perjury. Where was the perjury committed? It is in the cases that are being cited. The next one is an alternative charge of fabricating evidence. Where was the evidence fabricated if it was not in those cases? This statement is an afterthought. I'm sorry, the CS is actually trying to cover up for the CID, while the correct position is that the advice of the DPP has to be followed, the man has to be arrested, arraigned in court, and justice to take its own course. Now, we are told the file is with the DPP, and therefore it has not moved to DCI, purely because I think the DPP is also getting frustrated. How can you recommend that the file is brought back? You are told to recommend again so that we can act. This must be brought to an end. And the Honorable Tongoyo, being the chair of this committee, should actually put down his feet to tell the DCI, move with speed, execute the advice of the DPP so that every Kenyan can also receive justice. It cannot be that we can arrest somebody who is a suspect. He comes and says, I have more evidence. He's released, and we are down 4 months since he was released. 4 months, they have not arrested him. They have done nothing. Sincerely, this is frustrating. This makes every Kenyan wonder what the DCI is doing. Thank you very much.
Tongoyo?
I may not have much to add. I think you can agree with me. It's a little bit of a complex situation. It's an issue between the judiciary, ODPP, and DCI. And,
he says you have given the most unsatisfactory statement. Is that true?
I don't agree, Honorable Speaker. That's what I'm trying to say. A complex situation like this of land. You know, even land in Kenya can drag at even like 20, 30-ish, you know. We have one in Narogor Kiombo, which is doing about 36 years now. So, and,
good. What we do, keep the file open.
Yes.
If you get additional